Okay, you've got a new employee starting and you want to know what even is a probationary period and how does it work? A probationary period is that early stage of the employment relationship where both the employer and the employee are assessing whether this role and working relationship is the right fit. You might also hear this referred to as the qualifying period or the qualifying review period. It's essentially the same concept. The reason probation matters is because it gives you a window to train the employee, assess their performance, and make a decision early if the role is not working out. In most cases, that qualifying period or probationary period is the first 6 months of employment. If you're a small business employer under 15 employees, you actually have a longer qualifying period, which is up to 12 months, which means you have more time to assess their performance. But what does this practically mean? Well, this period of time is the time that you get before unfair dismissal protections apply. Essentially, what these timeframes mean is it's the time that you have to assess performance and employee fit before an employee is eligible to make an unfair dismissal claim. So what that means is that if you were to terminate the employee in their probationary period, they wouldn't be able to go to Fair Work and lodge an unfair dismissal claim. Fair Work would essentially say, sorry, we can't see your application because you haven't met that minimum period. So 6 months if you have more than 15 employees or 12 months if you have less than 15 employees. What I would encourage you to do is make sure that your internal probationary period aligns with whatever the relevant Fair Work period is and make sure that's outlined in your contract. So if you use the contract templates from this course, you will find that clause included, which essentially outline you're subject to a qualifying review period, and that's for the first 6 months or 12 months. And in that time, we can end your employment with 1 week's notice. Even though an employee can't make an unfair dismissal claim, they can still make a general protections claim. So it's still really important that we do this process properly. And we'll cover more about general protections claim in other topics in this module. It doesn't mean you should wait 6 to 12 months to address any issues. It just means that you have a longer window to make a fair decision based on performance, training, and fit for your team.